Jamaica is the third largest Caribbean island with a population of over 2.5 million people and spans 4,400 square miles. The unique culture of Jamaica is defined by its food, music, language, and its extraordinary people. As the social platform of Jamaica changed, the need for a better way to communicate with loved ones at home and abroad became obvious. In 2001, Digicel opened for business in Jamaica, and now in their 7th year of operation, they have become the bigger, better network. Digicel realizes the importance to reinforce customs which make us truly Jamaican, our tradition. The birth of the Digicel Foundation in 2004 would ensure that this would happen through millions of dollars in donations to national and cultural projects.
The entire nation is on alert this evening as Jamaica remains under hurricane watch.
On Friday, September 10, 2004, news hit the airwaves that a Category 5 hurricane, Ivan, threatened our beautiful island. The last storm of that magnitude was Hurricane Gilbert in 1988 that ripped through the island. Hurricane Ivan passed over the south of the island, greatly affecting schools, libraries, homes, and other buildings.
That happened right at the start of the foundation as well. We had Lakes Penn, and then at the same time we were dealing with the ravages of Hurricane Ivan. Digicel made a donation. I think it's one of the largest donations in private sector history, of $200 million to hurricane relief. And as executive director, I had to coordinate all the different areas where that relief was going. We worked with ONR, Organization of National Recovery, and Mr. Danville Walker, and coordinated a number of different areas. There were a lot of schools, libraries, hospitals that were helped.
It was a lot of work, but we worked along with ONR and the schools. I think that is really where the greater impact came, because the schools received their checks and they, with their own initiative and their own management of the funds, although the check couldn't say it would, they wanted to repair the roof, we gave them a contribution towards the roof, and trust me, these schools stretched this fund. They worked with their contractor, the local community contractor, who maybe donated, who had donated his time, free materials were purchased with this check. And they didn't only do the roof, but you hear that they did the bathroom, they did fencing, out of this little that was given to them. So it was a lot of work, but we worked directly with the schools through ONR.
The Fisheries Division experienced their own problems as a result of Hurricane Ivan. The Digicel Foundation came to their rescue by purchasing a new 27-foot boat, the Challenger, valued at $9 million.
The Fisheries Department needed a boat that was going to recover the fish pots that had been lost. Each fish pot that's put out by a fisherman has a little marker on it. And in the hurricane, all those markers disappeared. But the trouble is the fish pot is down there, still catching fish, but not being recovered. And so environmentally and from the point of view of the fish population, you are destroying the fish population. So we supplied the boat, which the Fisheries Department would go out and use modern technology and so on to recover those fish pots.
The vessel will aid in the recovery of missing fish traps and fishing gear during hurricanes and other turbulent weather. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, received hurricane preparedness kits valued at $600,000 to be used in hurricane shelters they operate across the island. This donation by the Digicel Foundation helped to make the shelters better prepared to care for the public. The Meteorological Services of Jamaica is concerned with the observation and forecasting of weather conditions affecting the island.
Well, Hurricane Ivan is a reality. This system continues to move on that track toward Jamaica. It is a major hurricane, and so we can expect a lot of devastation from the system as it moves across Jamaica.
Equipment used in the data acquisition unit at the Met Services were damaged during Hurricane Ivan.
The Met Office equipment was quite badly damaged after Hurricane Ivan. Their radar equipment up at Cooper's Hill, some of the facilities at Norman Manley International Airport.
We sustained damages in our network, namely to our rain gauges, and in some instances we lost instruments like thermometers.
Hurricane Ivan was confined to the south of the island, and this resulted in the Met Offices suffering limited damages.
The funds that we supplied through ONR were utilized to improve and repair that equipment. You appreciate that although that was the end of the hurricane season that year, we had to get ready for the next hurricane season. And so the Met Office were extremely appreciative of the improvements we made.
A Digital Foundation came in and offered to assist with funding some of the reconstruction processes. So that's how we benefited. We, of course, very happily we benefited because our damage was estimated at close to 4 million Jamaican dollars.
In addition to repairing the facilities at Cooper's Hill and Norman Manley International Airport, the airport was redesigning the layout of their equipment, part of the improvement of the airport, and they had to move the weather station because it was too close to the existing building. So our funds were utilized for that as well.
During Hurricane Ivan, the radar service in Cooper's Hill, St. Andrew and Norman Manley Airport were damaged. Digicel Foundation replaced the equipment.
This was a big help because most of these spares are not available locally. They have to be bought from the manufacturers, and the radar spares are not cheap. And this helped the Met Service considerably in terms of cash and in terms of getting the spares quickly.
The Met Service is in full operation thanks to a $5 million donation from the Digicel Foundation. A post-Hurricane Dean tour of parts of the island led the Digicel Foundation to Old Harbour Bay Primary in St. Catherine. The school's roof and other infrastructural damage were the only remaining evidence of a Category 5 hurricane. Roman Catholic priest, Monsignor Father Richard Albert, showed the team tarpaulin-covered roofs, indicating the determination to continue school. Proceeds from Digicel Rising Stars competition went towards the repair of the school. Next, the Digicel Foundation's contribution of $400,000 has assisted the operations of the Heart Foundation.